use a grouting tool.
Wow, you don't mess around.
No, because we make so many of them, it goes much faster with the grouting tool, and it's nice because it's rubber and you can throw it in the dishwasher.
We're talking about making her tamales with Jenn's Hot Tamale food truck. On any given week, Jenn can be making dozens and dozens of tamales, along with other Latin and Peruvian-style street eats.
I do all sorts of things. I do Mexican sandwiches, called tortas. I do tacos. I do a sandwich called pan con chicharrón, which is a Peruvian pork sandwich with sweet potato and Peruvian salsa. And then we also do street corn, the elotes. And then we also do something called papas a la huancaína, which is Peruvian potato salad.
And getting down to the basics, a tamale is like an all-natural, pre-packaged, moist corn muffin stuffed with either meats, veggies, or whatever sparks one's fancy.
I think the first thing that makes a good tamale is the batter.
Yeah.
So the batter has to be, it has to be moist, and it has to be really light. And the filling, it's all about the way you cook it and the sauce. So this is our batter, which I made already, and you can make it easily in a mixer. I use a paddle, you can use a whisk. The key to a good batter is to make sure when you think your batter's ready, put a little bit of it in some cold water and make sure it floats. If it floats, you're good to go. I do a lot of research too, old recipes, new recipes, and I play around with them a lot. And I really try to go for that authentic flavor and authentic, like a balance between everything.
Yeah.
So it's not just, all the meats are slightly sweet. No, everything tastes different, and I try to achieve that balance between, that saltiness and that nice sort of fat that you get from the meats, and some of the meats, the way you have to cook them, the way you have to render them, and then always, citrus, that nice sort of acid frame around the food, so that you get this nice balance and then a little bit of spice.
All right, here we go. Wow. That is really light.
Yeah.
And that is really flavorful. Oh my God. I could eat like 12 of these.
Oh God, the food, and it's fun. I mean, it's hard work, right? It's not really glamorous, but it's that good hard work, where you're just exhausted and you're like, okay, let's go back at it,
And Allie is joining us right now. Allie, you're not supposed to talk with your mouth full, but it sure looked good.
They were so good. Honestly, I was not joking when I said I could eat 12 of those. I definitely
I've been to
had
lunch with you, Allie, and I know you're not joking.
The extra sides of cheese, the extra sides of tamale, it's okay. And the options that she gave were really awesome. 2 thumbs up, truly, truly.
Well, how'd she get her start?
Yeah, good question. So she has an interesting background in the sense that she's not originally from here, but the flavors in which that she was inspired by, she's from Chicago. So when you think of Chicago, there is a heavy Latino presence there, and they do a lot of the tamale food trucks and just mixing and matching with different spices in that world, and dealing with and working in kitchens and just getting to know the food there in Chicago. And believe it or not, when she added the Peruvian items to her menu, she was an archaeologist in Peru for quite some time. So that's kind of where she found those 2 collaborative flavors and culinary experiences. And then she ended up moving out to Cincinnati for a job that didn't work out. And she says, hey, you know what? The cost of living is cheap. Why don't I start my own tamale business? Because of her experience in Chicago and her inspiration that she received in Peru. So she started out as a pop-up market in 2016, and it was doing well. And she decided, you know what? I'm going to start a food truck in 2019, and here we are.
Okay, so Allie, first of all, you and I need to go there for lunch. You'll have to come get me and take me. But other people will also want to go. So how can people see where her food truck will be parked in the future?
Yes. First and foremost, check her out on her Instagram and her Facebook. That's the best way to find out. You can also book her and just message her directly. She does a lot of those HOA setups within neighborhoods or communities. There are going to be more food truck events coming up. For example, in May, there's going to be one in Loveland. She's hoping that she could spend some time there But just keeping an eye out on social media is the best way to find her.
All right, Allie, you know, she has a good variety. Did you have a quick favorite?
I
Or
really
one
like
that you want to try?
all of them. I will eat and try anything, Mona, at least once. So the chicken one was definitely my favorite. She makes all of the salsas herself as well. And you had the medium, the mild, and the really, really spicy one. And that's the one that, you know, apply at your own risk and don't touch your eyes afterwards. But it still was really good. So I would try them all if I could. They were genuinely really, really light and really flavorful. And, you know, it's tough to find a good tamale in Cincinnati. So I highly recommend checking it out.
All right. Allie, great job as always. Thank you. Someplace new to go eat, right, Clyde?
Always.